everyone, today I'm going to be filming a tutorial. I'm really sorry I haven't been making a lot of tutorials, but for certain repair or like cleaning techniques, I need a broken doll or a dirty doll, and obviously flea market season just started and I haven't been finding a lot of really great candidates. So I apologize about that. I love making tutorials. They're one of my favorite kinds of videos to make. I've been getting a lot of requests to do hairstyling videos, and someone even asked me if I could do a hair cutting video. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how I trim my doll's hair. So this is something I do pretty routinely when I flat iron dolls with nylon hair, because the very ends of the doll's hair tends to be still kind of dry and a little bit thicker. So that can cause the hair to frizz up again and just not look as nice and not feel as nice. So by trimming off 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch, it makes a really big difference. The doll's hair looks so much better, feels so much better, and it's just a lot more polished. I've also used this technique on, dolls with Connect-Lawn hair, dolls with Saran hair, and you can even do it on American Girls. I'm not going to be doing anything dramatic. I don't usually do like really funky hairstyles on my dolls, even though I do have a cosmetology license and I do know how to do hairstyles. I don't customize my dolls. I just fix them up to the best of my ability, and if they have cut hair and they have like a funny asymmetrical haircut already, I'll fix it. I might exaggerate it a bit, but I'm not going to be showing you how to do anything really crazy. Dolls' hair is rooted really differently than how people's hair grows out of their heads, so not all dolls can have like short haircuts and it look nice. That's why I don't really experiment with it. So this is just your basic trim. So my client today is Masquerade Geneva. I got her at the flea market on Sunday, and she'll be in my next episode of Dolly Diaries if you want to see her and the 2 other dolls I got, because I don't do hauls and transformations for only a few not so dirty dolls. So this is the back of her hair. I literally just finished flat ironing her, and I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but I'll insert pictures. She has pretty dry ends, and you can see there's a lot of hanging bits and parts that are shedding. That just makes her hair look so much worse than it needs to, because the top part all the way down to the last 1/2 inch feels and looks amazing. So it would be a shame to keep her like this. You're going to need a few different things to trim your doll's hair. A clip, preferably a really big jaw clip that can hold a lot of hair, especially on a doll like Geneva where she has a lot and it's very voluminous despite having been flat ironed. I got these at Sally's Beauty Supply. I have a million, but you can get clips like this anywhere. Also, a pair of scissors. These are not professional scissors, but the important thing is that they're sharp. So these are actually fabric scissors, and I only use them to cut doll hair, so they're nice and sharp. You don't want to use doll scissors on your doll. I do have professional shears, but they are very expensive, and I don't want to be cutting my doll's hair with them, although I have done it in the past. And this is, to me, the best tool that you're going to need: a comb with fine teeth, and a little pick at the end, so like a rat tail comb. Again, I got mine at Sally's Beauty Supply. I buy them in packs of 12. The optional supplies are a doll stand. I'm borrowing Beautiful Hair Ariel's stand. She's hanging out in the back right there, because she's one of my few short dolls that's compatible with Geneva's size. Typically, I don't use a stand. I usually hold the doll between my legs. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to do it on a stand so you guys get a better view. And you can wet the doll's hair if you want, but I don't usually wet the doll's hair when I cut it because it tends to mess up how it naturally lays. But I do have some diluted gel. Ew, this bottle's dirty. I do have some diluted gel. It's just 2 little squirts of gel that I mix with warm water, and I use this at the end just to kind of tame flyaways. So what you're going to do first is put your doll in a stand or on your lap. It's easiest, honestly, if you don't really know what you're doing, to put them on a stand, because you'll get a more level surface. And you want to do this in an area where it's easy to clean, so probably not on carpeting. I usually do this in my kitchen. Today I'm doing it in my art room because it has the best lighting. If you want to cover yourself with a towel, or you want to put a cape or something on the doll, you can do that, but you don't have to. I don't see a point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to section her hair off by each row of hair plugs. That's going to give me the most accurate haircut, and it's also just going to be the easiest to work with. This is also how I flat iron dolls. It's really easy if you just follow the rows that they're rooted in. So then you're going to clip the hair you don't need up and towards the front of their face so it's not in your way. If you don't know what I mean by rows of hair plugs, you can see there's like literally a row and then a gap where there isn't any hair. The way that you cut people hair is you part right behind the ear. So I'm going to move that there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb her hair straight down, making sure that there's no bumps or knots, using pretty good tension, and I'm going to decide how much I want to cut. So on Geneva, I'm taking off like a little more than 1/4 of an inch, probably about a half, and I'm going to cut. It's weird cutting with these because when you hold professional shears, you hold your hand this way, so it's a little weird to cut it this way. Once you do that, you're going to comb it down and check again. And what I like to do is, so the cut's not super blunt, and this helps too if you're not super confident in really straight lines, is you can point cut. So you just angle your scissors vertically and you make little short cuts into the hairline. And you kind of feather the ends a bit so you can see it's less blunt. And you're going to take some of the hair from the back, bring it over to the side, find your guide, and you're going to trim. The important thing is that you want to make sure your doll's head is facing forward and that everything is like level. And then you're going to repeat on the other side. And you're just going to check everything. So this is your guide hair for the rest of the haircut. Now as you work your way up, by the time you get to the crown of the head, you're going to notice that you have less and less hair to trim, and that's because doll hair is typically layered, so it's shorter, so it's not going to come down. There's going to be a different step for that. So I'm just going to continue doing what I was doing before and go one row at a time. You don't want your sections to be too thick or you'll lose your guide. If your doll has really short hair, you'll probably need to use a smaller size clip. And then you're going to comb the hair down. And you're going to see the guideline right there. And you're going to cut. Now I'm not going to bother parting Geneva's hair at the ears every time because she really doesn't have much hair on the front there. So I'm just going to keep trimming it this way. So it already is looking a lot better. I'm going to continue doing this for a few more rows and then I'll show you how I do the crown of the head. So I sectioned her hair down one more row and trimmed it. So now I'm going to show you how to do the crown. Because like I said, the further you work up the head, the less hair you're going to have to trim. And obviously when you're doing a trim for a doll that has nylon hair especially, you want to trim all of it, not just the bottommost layers, because you can see how yucky this is. You can see here it's a little bit above her ears that I usually stop at. Sometimes I stop right at the ear. It depends. So what I'm going to do, this is the scary part, is I'm going to gather all of Geneva's hair and comb it. This is a little hard. And I'm going to comb it straight up. This is usually why I like to hold them between my legs, because you can see she's moving around a lot. So I have gotten a stapler to weight the stand down. Is comb her hair straight up. And all of this icky stuff has to go. So I'm going to cut off all that. And you probably have to readjust sometimes. I'm not used to doing this on a doll stand. Alright, it doesn't need to look perfect right now. Once the yucky stuff is all gone, make sure it's pretty even looking. And this is where you really want to have fun point cutting it, because this is what's going to help blend it into the rest of the hair. You could also use thinning shears if you have them, which are those funny looking scissors that have like little teeth on them. I have those. I've used them on dolls before. And it's good to do it a few times. I think my poor scissors are finally at the end of their life because I recently fixed up all my doll horses and they needed a lot of haircuts. You're going to let the hair down and you're going to find your doll's hair parting. She's got kind of a weird parting because it's styled a specific way. And then you can look at any areas that maybe need to be like fixed up a little bit. And then what I like to do is take vertical sections, comb them up, let the longest part pop out there. And then I just kind of went down. Again, dolls are rooted differently than how people's hair grows, so they tend to have like, you know, big chunks of hair in some areas and not much in other hair areas. And you're just going to keep doing that until you feel satisfied. You can also slide cut down your doll's hair. So basically run the scissors and make short snips. If they're really sharp, it'll just cut from being run across. Mine are not, unfortunately. I'm pretty satisfied with how that looks. So I like to take a little bit of gel on my hands, and I do this all the time, and I run it through her hair. So as you can see, that is all the hair that she lost, which really isn't a whole lot. I mean, this is mostly fluffy stuff. And this is what she looks like from the front. So I decided that before I showed you the final product, that in case you wanted to use thinning shears on your doll, if you feel like the point cutting doesn't do it, this is what they look like. So you can see that they have a row of like spiky looking teeth and then the sharp part of the blade. So these are like professional ones. This is my, oops, sorry Geneva, my professional shear kit thing. But you can get like cheaper versions of these, I think even at Walmart. So I'll just show you like the difference that it makes. Comb her hair. And you don't want to go crazy with the thinning shears. You want to stay like pretty far away from the scalp, because what this does is it cuts every other hair shorter, like, you know, so basically if you start trimming up here, you're gonna get hairs that are that short. So that's what you have to keep in mind with these. So I usually just go like the last inch or so to kind of help thin it out. This blade stays stationary and you just and you see that not much hair comes out, but if you do this enough, it will like kind of thin out some of the choppiness of the layers if you don't like that. So basically the more you do that, the more blended the layers will look. It will soften any of the harsh lines. I just wanted to demo it on Geneva. I didn't really like need to do it. And that's all the hair that came. So you can see it's not like if you took regular shears and cut straight across, it only grabs some of the hairs. So here is the beautiful Lady Geneva, all done. Still on Ariel's stand. Sorry Ariel, you'll be getting that back in a minute. So this is what her hairstyle looks like from the front. I just put some of it back in little twists to hold her crown in, and I made her some earrings. Totally doesn't have to do with the hair cutting video, but I like to show what they look like all done. And then this is what it looks like from the back. So it's up in twists, and you can see here that she's still got like a lot of length, but all of that fuzziness is gone. I hope that this video helped you guys out. And I will be doing more hairstyling videos in the future. I'm not exactly sure when, but stay tuned for those. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.